So this happened when I stopped taking my meds. I didn't stop. I couldn't get them, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. As you know, I only found out that I had ADHD several months ago, so this is relatively new for me, and I did a lot of research in the beginning. What should I do? Now, again, I'm 70 years old, so it was weird for me to figure this out. So I did a lot of research, and I saw all the different debates about whether or not you should take meds or stimulants and all of that. And I saw many people said they had really great results. Others didn't. Others had done it for a while and then stopped. I don't know. So I had my own experience in the past with taking antidepressants. I've had many other things. So on antidepressants, I knew how that worked. I knew how it changed my brain chemistry over time where I could wean myself off of them. And I thought maybe that's going to happen eventually with the stimulant medication. I decided to take Adderall, and that was the first one that I tried, and it worked. Now let me tell you about that though, because I had all this doubt going on, and I don't know where it was coming from me basically, and fear and all the stuff I heard out in the world about how terrible this might be. And so I didn't want to do it. I thought, okay, let me try it. I'm just going to try it. And I sat there one morning when I first got the medication, and I took it, and I thought, okay, this is Adderall. Am I going to go crazy? Am I going to start being hyper, going all over the place, or doing any of that? Is that going to happen? No, it's exactly the opposite. I took it, and I was really afraid when I first took it, because I thought, what's going to happen? And then I waited, and about an hour later, I started, oh, wow. I felt normal. You, those with ADHD might have a sense of what that means. Others don't have any, that doesn't make any sense to them. All of a sudden, I recognized that I was not nervous, that I was not running away from stuff, that I was calm. I wasn't shaking all over the place. I could concentrate. I could get things done. It was really astonishing. And so as that went on, I had to keep changing. We had to figure out the right dosage. That goes on a lot too. Now again, I'm not a doctor. I don't know any of this. I am a coach, and I've coached many people, so I don't, but I'm not going to give you advice on this. I'm telling you what my experience was. And all these other things, and I kept checking everything very carefully, as you're supposed to do, including my blood pressure, because I always had high blood pressure. And then I was getting different results. I was getting, all of a sudden, my blood pressure was normal. That didn't even make sense. Even my doctor said that's a little weird. He hadn't seen that. But it shows you that the medication was working for me. So what happened the other day, after an appointment with the doctor, and I'm thinking, okay, we'll stay on the same regimen for right now, because I'm still figuring it all out, right? And so then our normal thing, I'm going to go and get my prescription refilled at the pharmacy. And the pharmacy wasn't calling me. They usually send me a text saying my medication is ready. They didn't call. So the next day, it was okay. I had a couple of pills left. The next day, I went there to see, and they said, oh, we don't have any. We're not going to have them for several days. I'm thinking, oh no, what am I going to do? So then I decided to call the doctor, and I'm going to try to go to another place. Then they didn't have it. I'm going to another place. And I'm frantic at this point. And I'm thinking, I've got to get this filled, because I had a couple of things going on where I knew I would be better if I had my medication. I've had enough experience. I know that that's what's happened now. And so then finally, the first pharmacy where it was supposed to be, they did get their shipment in. So I was able to get my prescription filled. And I spent like a day, almost 2 days without the meds. And I started really feeling a little strange and tired. Couldn't get stuff done. Got a little depressed. All of that, because I couldn't get it. Now, then when I finally got it filled and I got back to my regular thing, I'm speaking to my friend about it, and she said, oh, well, you're addicted. I said, no. This is the kind of thing that people don't understand. When you say addiction, you're saying that this is some sort of problem that I have, that I'm trying to get high, which is the connotation that goes on because it has been abused by other people. But people who have ADHD, that's not what's going on. We just want to feel normal. We just want to feel like we can get stuff done. And the medication helps us do that. Yes, the other people who are abusing it and doing it for other reasons, they're getting high. And it works on them that way. It doesn't work on me quite in that way. Maybe if I took tons of it, it might do that. I know that there's a danger with certain people, especially if you have personalities that are prone to addictive behaviors, it could be a problem. I understand that. But I also know addiction. I've gone through all of that as well. So this was not the case. But I wanted to talk about this because I had been addicted. I was addicted to opioids many years ago because I had tons and tons of surgeries. Everybody's gone knows about that, how that can happen. So I do understand that. But I was able even then to eventually wean myself off after I knew that I was, everything was okay. And I'll see what happens with this. But the thing that I wanted to talk about here, and again, why I created this channel, was to start to change the conversation a little bit. Because this is not necessarily something that we're doing to get high. It's something that we're doing because we want to function. Everybody will have different ideas about whether or not to take medication, and I understand that. And I also know my goal is to eventually not need that because I understand how the brain works and it'll take some time. But to have the stigma placed upon you to not get help or not to seek to get treatment is really kind of a sad thing, because this is how people end up killing themselves, because they think I shouldn't go and treat this. I shouldn't get help. And many people think it's not even a real thing. That's why they think when you're taking medication, you're just doing it to get high. That is not true. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because I know many of you may experience it, and I had not talked about the fact that I had taken medication, so I wanted to give you that as well. So there'll be more. I'll give you guys more. I'll see you soon.